Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with the 1680 Colonialism mod. Now we ended off last video with noticing that there was a large Moroccan fleet that was raiding our trade, and we were losing quite a bit of money. Since that time I actually went ahead and ended a turn which led the fleet to actually move away. In so doing, opening up that trade, meaning that I made a lot more money, and instead what they did was they attacked the port at Liverpool, which has very little trade coming into it. So they made less money and I made more money from that decision. Also, they moved straight into the Dragon's Nest, didn't they? Because my fleet is now right here, and their puny fleet, full of absolute shit ships, is right here. You know what? Without further ado, let's go ahead and smash this to bits. This is gonna be wonderful. Look at this. 16 people on each. 2 cannons per ship, compared to ours. 176 people per ship, with, I think these, well, they have 58 guns. Most of them. This one has 56. And this one has 47. But with that said, let's go and smash Ismail and put him to the bottom of the sea. There it is! The puny and god-awful raiding fleet of the Moroccans, getting absolutely blasted by my galleons, and also the 2 captured French ship of the line. It is kind of embarrassing, the fact that the French have been able to obtain naval technology which is far superior to ours. The Moroccans go straight into our fire. Here's one of the newest ships, which is, I mean, it's not that different. You know these ships from standard Empire. We go inside. You can't really see anything. And if we go into this one, we can't really see the enemy from this, but it's a very nice angle. I wish there were more angles. Or maybe they could have done like in Shogun, where you actually cycle through every single one of the crew members. Oh, there's one. A light galley. Now, because of the inaccuracy of our ships, the enemy hasn't totally, you know, exploded already. But I bet they soon will, as they get closer and closer. I mean, look at this ship. Take a look at this. So they got 4 guns in the front, together with 5 guys with muskets ready to fire. It's god-awful. A little bit of a ladder there if you want to disembark and, I don't know, go bathing. Now, because of the inaccuracy, we're not really even hitting them. Even these 2. Which he's not even aiming for, seemingly. Oh, there comes a musket fire towards the enemy ship. I think we even... yeah, we shot one of the guys up front. And we seemingly shot some guys in the back. The enemy's yet to shoot back. And they're slowly getting shot down. They are putting a few shots into our ships, though. It's not like they are without capability of firing upon us. Run out the guns! Oh, look at that. That guy fired straight into the water in front of him. Great. Oh, as one has passed through my my line. But that just means that he gets the backside of this one. The full attention of that. Oh, he has surrendered. So he moved through, he's like, I had enough. We're gonna move through the line and we're gonna surrender right here. They lost 2 guns and they lost 8 of their crew. And I can kind of see now why they surrendered, because a lot of the command troop is dead. There's supposed to be 3 guys there, right? Just as on this. So once the commander in red pants died, the other one's like, you know what? This is not a great idea, so how about we surrendered? Right, let's go ahead and move a bit closer. So let's move in to the enemy fleet. Move up into them and blast them to bits. Hoist the sails! Fire the guns! And we'll blast them for real now. You know what? Let's go ahead and put full interface on. Quickly like that. And how about we switch to canister at this close range with 27 guns as he comes right by here. I would not want to be a part of this crew. They still have 9 men. They persist on fighting us. All guns are soon loaded. It's because the command structure is still there. That's why they haven't given up. And fire! And we did nothing, basically. All the canister shot flew all over the place. We might have hit some of these. This ship right here. Let's go in between them. I wonder how much I'll get in terms of capturing these ships. Like how much what's it called? Bounty, or I'll get for selling the ships. There's no way I'll put them into my service, because they're absolutely useless. They're I'm surprised they stand as much as they do. This one charged straight into us. Ooh, they're gathering around this one. Attacking it from all sides, look at that. Ramming into it, thinking they can somehow take it down. I could imagine if they sort of rammed into it and set their ships on fire. This one is full crew as well. Go inside, can we see it? Yeah, we can kind of see it through there. So they ganged up all around it. Get the Admiral over here. Are they trying to board us? What are they doing? We'll release broadsides on them. Did you see the shots? Oh shit! We're on fire. No! We're there's the ship surrendered and it's on fire. Oh, I should not have done that. Let's go ahead and win this fight before I lose this ship. No, my crew is jumping off the ship. No, the ship was lost. And wow. That's my own fault though. that was... I mean, that was... it was a captured ship, but it was one of the best ships in my arsenal. And I kind of just blew it up. Great. Right, we won though. Because the fight ended, we were actually able to salvage the ship, even though a lot of the crew drowned because they jumped off the ship before the match had to was ended. Also, we lost a lot of guns on it, but the ship was saved after that. Apparently, they lost one, the one that exploded, decided to go Allahu Akbar on me. 2 of them somehow remain, and then we captured 6 of them, which offers a prize money of 1,000. Yeah, that sounds like a good result. 2 of them managed to whimper away. We need to go to port. We'll actually go into this one, and we'll repair. 167 to repair. The fleet is somehow really cheap to repair. Now, when we look around, we're still at war with Spain. We don't really know what's going on here. My army here is recuperating. We could march across and deal a blow to the Moroccans once more. Now, I note that last time around we burnt this, and they seem to have been building a trade port instead, which is fine, because if they can't build warships, that's just as well. We'll see. What does Morocco say if I offer peace? We'll request peace. Trade agreement. Well, how about become protectorate? I think protectorate might have been pushing it too far, but white peace and trade agreement. They signed it, so we're back to square one in terms of that. The idiots should have never gone against me. I guess I'm imagining that they got paid by the Ottoman Empire that also declared war on me. So far, what the Ottoman Empire has done is just raid my trade off the coast of, I think, in Madagascar. They have one ship. Maybe they have someone here, I don't know. I think there might have been a fleet somewhere else. I'm not entirely sure. Probably in the Mediterranean as well. But that's what they've been doing. They've just been raiding my trade so far. Yes. Oh, Spain has taken Venice. So the Ottomans have been completely pushed out of there. We can see that the Dutch... I'm so surprised that the Dutch suddenly just became super Dutch and just jeeted straight through the Holy Roman Empire, kind of. Also, Brandenburg is back. I don't know if I said that. They came back, rising out of their ashes. And that's about it for Europe. When we go over here, now we have a situation because we have this Spanish force, a full stack, full of troops. Both European recruited and colonially recruited. And it seems to be marching straight for New Orleans. So we got a little bit of a problem there. There isn't really much I can do right now. So we're going to go ahead and end turn and see what the enemy comes up with. And we'll go from there. I think the focus is going to be around this fight right here, whenever that is going down. And then also a plan on evacuating the force from here, leaving some kind of garrison that should be able to withstand. We do have a fort, so I can imagine... The thing is, like, we could have cavaliermen on the walls, that doesn't matter that much, and then just a few pikes inside. Maybe 2 cannons or something. We don't need a massive garrison. Just something to be able to... just be able to hold off Spanish force waiting reinforcements. It's a really good choke point. We definitely need to leave at least one ship just so the Moroccans can't march over. But yeah, we've got it pretty well set. The question is, no, we can't do anything, and there isn't anything I can do in terms politically. Everyone's is really good, so that's fine there. Most of my trade is going through, so we're making 20,000 in terms of trade. And compare that with tax, which is 14,000. Most of this, though, is America. So in Europe, in terms of tax anyways, we'll make 2,000, or maybe 5,000, and we almost make 10,000 in America. So most of my tax money of that 14,000 comes from America. So it would be very devastating if we actually lost this army here and I would have to re-establish it from... since I've been moving this towards just making money out of it and removed all the places where we can recruit troops. Now I can recruit troops, but the best centers are up in the north, like in Philadelphia, Boston, Quebec, where the big cities are, and then we don't really have any big cities down here, so that's a problem in this current situation. But I think if we were able to push back the Spanish, I think that will be fine. With that said, let's go ahead and end turn. We're back off the end turn. I don't know if I've actually forgot to show you this, but we have now able to get a load of new troops with the fact that we got procurement. So we've got Grenadiers, English Foot Guards, Bearskin Grenadiers, Grenadiers Earl of Bath Regiment, Grenadiers Coldstream Guard Regiment, Matchlock Infantry Late, Line Infantry Bath Regiment, we've got Lord Cutts Regiments, Lord Admiral Maritime Regiment, Colonel Herbert, Fusiliers, Heavy Pike, we had those before, Pikeman Earl of Bath, and so forth. So we got a lot of them. And I have plenty of money, so we are going to recruit a new army soon enough. Now my fleet is ready to move. The thing is, the French fleet, which you can see is got a lot of these more modern ships. It's very dangerous. I note though, some of them are quite low on crew, or at least these, the 40-gun frigates of 130. Could be that we could possibly attack them at some point. Now they are threatening kind of my port at Greenwich, which I bring in about 7,000. This one is actually the more important to protect. 19,000 trade is apparently brought in here. So we'll see. Maybe there'll be a naval battle, but if we go over the New World, then the Spanish force is closing in. We have yet to actually replenish all the troops, which is bad. Hopefully they will do that as soon as I end turn. I've got one targeteer ready to reinforce. One more end turn and the Spanish will be at our will be right outside the town and ready to attack. I have sent a priest over here to try and cause problem. Religious unrest is increasing as I'm introducing them to Protestantism. I guess as the population becomes Protestant, they're more agitated by being under the control of Catholics than the sort of native religions. I am switching this one around, but it's going rather slow, and it's not that bad actually in terms of unhappiness. So I might want to go ahead just and speed the process of switching this province around to just cause as much problems for my enemy as possible. and then moving back, because this province is going to take quite a while to turn around. The only other province that we have problem with is Quebec, that still has 5% Catholics, but that moving in the right direction very quickly. With all of that said, let's move the fleet just closer to the French, just in case. They only get 820 out of that port, and only 1400. And what do they gain down here? The French don't get any trade at all. Pfft, they don't know how to trade, the French. Anyways, let's go ahead and end turn, and then see if we can't fight the battle against the Spanish. So without further ado, let's go ahead and end turn. Unfortunately, my army was unable to resupply before the Spanish got here. The targeteer did not make it in time either. So what we have is about a 3,000 men strong Spanish army, mostly made up of melee units, pikemen and targeteers. And then they have plenty of cannons as well against my troops. Now we know that moving into the sort of the phalanx formation is very useful, but the thing is, the Spanish outnumber us almost 3-1, so they could overwhelm us. So this is going to be a difficult battle, but we're looking forward to it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and fight this battle. Here's my plan, and let's hope the enemy falls for it. I have gone ahead and placed all my gunners up front, and some of them, I think the riflemen, I'll move forward to see about engaging the enemy. Then we've got all the pikemen ready to do the kind of phalanx formation here behind horse obstacles. Then we've got the cannons on the side, slightly tilted, so they'll be able to fire canister in towards here, where I'm hoping the enemy moves into. I placed the cannons that only fire round shot back here, so they can kind of hopefully fire above. And cavalry ready to flank around. We'll see if this works. Now the enemy, of course, outflanks us pretty heavily. The thing is, we've got impassable terrain, so they kind of have to march into this to get to us. It's a bit different on this side, but I think just by the combine of a massive kind of canister shots, a massive amount of canister shots, we'll be able to... Okay, the cannons in the back are now shooting into our own cannons in the front, so that's not... Okay, that was bad. The thing is, normally in Empire, the cannons fire in a very high arc. I think they don't do that in this mod. We're gonna switch to canister already, because I'm gonna focus on the cavalry. Ooh, why are you shooting at my own troops? Assholes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move my cavalry in to take out the enemy's cannons. And then what I'll probably do is I'll move these guys towards the center, try to break through. As you can see, some of these Spanish pikemen are following me, and hopefully they'll continue to follow me as I move around towards here, towards the center. We can gather most of the enemy around there. I can easily outrun the enemy pike formations, and once that's done, I'll be able to move back to my line, hopefully safely. Then the enemy formation will be moving straight towards the center, and we can kill them there. So now I want to move towards the forest and kind of see if I can drag most of the Spanish troops towards there. You can see they're kind of chasing us. The riflemen have been able to open fire, and we can see some of their assault right here. They've shot some of the enemy pikemen. Actually, I think that's targeteers, possibly. They've shot at. So my cavalry has moved behind the center of the enemy line. We can see that the enemy is kind of concentrating through there. And I think the best idea is to move towards here, move around like that, and then move through. and the enemy will then follow us kind of straight towards the center. Now they still might have enough to just punch straight through our line, given that there's so many pikes that the Spanish have under their command. But we can always dream, can we not? Not too concerned about the last cannon over there, so I'm not going to go for it. Let's have the riflemen continue to chase these guys and harass them. We moved around. Now let's see if we can move back. Tell this cannon to hold fire for now. And get the cavalry towards the center going through. Enemy provincial cavalry coming a bit too close. Looks like they're just passing by. They're not actually gonna engage the riflemen, so they rode past and just lost troops. We can see how I have controlled the Spanish, and now they're making kind of a blob formation going straight towards the center, which is perfect. They've got their master formations, and they're moving straight towards my center. My rifleman is picking them off up front as they move forward. Seems to be no change in their plan of attack. We're gonna pull back the riflemen at this point. I don't want to upset the enemy's battle plans. Don't interrupt the enemy when he's making a mistake. Is what they say, right? Oh, the riflemen were actually attacked by that marine unit. We continue to move back. Now the enemy is close enough for us to be ready with canister. Not entirely sure why they always decide to fire at least one stray shot into the forest. Okay, guns are opening up. We've got third rank firing. I don't think we'll be able to... I don't think we'll get time to reload, so I want these guys to move back here. Enemy cavalry was dispelled. Riflemen will move back through. The armed populace will actually stand just to hold the enemy back for a little bit. Ooh, nice canisters going into the Spanish formation. Now let's see when they hit our prepared positions. Okay, the cannon crew needs to pull back so we don't lose it. Riflemen, you can sit up here and then you can fire from up there. Now I want to keep the enemy pikes off from our line as long as possible, so that's why I'm letting them slaughter the armed citizenry. Let's see, did I get that? Yeah, the cannon crew has moved back. These guys will be able to fire at the flank. And now the very thin line of British pikemen is all that stands between us and utter chaos as the Spanish try to fight their way through. There's a lot of them, and they could definitely overwhelm our position. Now, I'm wondering why my cannons are not firing into the flank. Of the enemy position, which they should be, and just destroying them that way. So I probably should have taken a closer look at what units I put where, because we might very well have put some of the weaker units in the center. We can see some Spanish troops are retreating. Let's get my cavalry to ride around and come behind the Spanish. So this plan with my cannons have worked. We cleaned off the side there. Oh, it looks like we've got a mass rout among the Spanish troops. It went a lot quicker than I thought. Them attacking our entrenched position into the pike walls. They were still able to inflict quite a bit of damage on certain areas, but most of it didn't in fact go through. Now there's still kind of a large amount of them. Maybe I should actually tell the cannons not to fire at will. We've got that one unit of targeteers trying to get through. Hold your fire. Let's get the cavalry to start chasing these guys down. I want to see that we get these targeteers, which is trying to get around here and get at us. Oh, they're ooh, hopefully we'll have time to actually reload here. I'm not sure that we will. These guys can get back on the cannon. We're not gonna get time to reload all of it. Countercharge. They're fewer than us, so a countercharge might very well be our only hope. Some Spanish units came back. But most did not. Okay, the targeteers were sent off with minimal losses to our gunners. So, targeteer is a god-awful unit. Oh, there we won the battle. And it took me 11 minutes. I'm gonna continue just to ride a lot of these guys down. But there we have it. My entrenched position here. They managed to push the cannon all the way back here. And the fact that we moved into pike line was enough to slaughter them. Here's the result of the battle. So, quite surprisingly, we deployed 1,300 men. The enemy lost. The enemy deployed 3,000 men. We deployed 1,300 men. We lost barely 300 men, while the enemy lost an astonishing 2,500 men with only 400 remaining, which is quite astonishing. Most of it goes down to the pike wall, killing most of the enemy, and the fact that we had time to build up entrenched positions there. Quite wonderful. Some of the pike units lose very few troops, as we can see here. One loses 21 men. A devastating defeat for Spain. And we have arrived after the end turn. Some technologies have been researched. Colonel Francis Chartier's mission to infiltrate the University of Orléans has successfully gone through. We've got some private secretary, morally impaired for Homer Hall, not entirely sure who that is. Some new ships being recruited, and we've built the British Museum. I've been spending a lot of money, so we've got the Somerset House coming up, and we just built the British Museum. We've got a lot of happiness in the home region. With that said, we're going to end it here right now. In between this one and the next, I think I might go ahead and see if I can clean away some of the French forces. I'll see about getting this possibly this army possibly shipped down to India and recruit a new army in the home region, which will be has a lot more matchlock units than previous armies, and a lot of other newer units. That explosive round will allow me the great arsenal, so we'll get howitzers, and I think those will be really devastating against the enemy, and they will work with the tactic which is very line based, where we have to have these big blocks of pikes and stuff to counter the enemy blocks of pikes. So being able to fire howitzer shots above them will definitely be very useful. But with that said, I'm gonna end it right here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!